Hi everyone and welcome to the weekly update. In this video we're going through all the farms that I'm currently in, which are the new ones that I'm moving into, which ones I'm moving out of, and how much money we're making this week. If you like the sound of that, be sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe at the end of the video. First off, you have Protofi. It has been doing very well for me. The price has been fluctuating, I think, between 0.6 and even above $1. As you can see, the TVL has been going up very nicely. Only last night there was actually a first dip, and this caused the local token to drop about 30%, so that is significant. Looking at the farms, you probably noticed that I switched it up a little bit. So I pulled my USDC Matic liquidity and I switched it over to BTC Ethereum, simply because the market is performing so well. I thought it made more sense to use one of these pairs rather than keeping half of the money in USDC, which is a stable coin, of course. And I also pulled USDT and USDC and I moved this over to another chain. Today I'm probably going to make close to $30. This is because, of course, the APR has dropped and the price of Proto has dropped as well. This is definitely not bad, and the deposit fee is only 1.5%, which is unique definitely in the Matic ecosystem. Usually it's 4%, so this is a blessing definitely. So even with such low fees, you will take about 5 days to earn back your deposit fee, which is pretty long in terms of farming. So even though I did make some good money in the previous week because my initial deposit fee was already earned back, switching it up this week was probably not the smartest thing I could have done, because then I have the 1.5% again. So I had to pull my USDC Matic and my other liquidity and then put it into this new farm, which means I have to pay the 1.5% fee again. And right now, because the value of the Proto token has dropped and the APR has dropped, I'm probably going to break even on this week, which is in some ways a wasted week. Now I could of course leave my tokens in here and leave it in there for another week, and I will easily make back the deposit fee and start earning on this farm. However, I want to move my tokens, I want to pull them out today because the Sandman Finance has their new layer up and running tonight. So this pair is the layer 3 form of Sandman Finance. It is starting tonight. That is why I want to move my liquidity. I've been in the two previous layers and I've been very happy with them so far. We're taking a look at the Rugdog review. So they did their KYC. They have a 24-hour time lock. We know it is 4% deposit fee. This is normal. That's why I want to be in here tonight. So I make back my 4% by Tuesday, and then I'm able to start making money. At the time of recording, it's still 6 hours and 22 minutes before we go live. So I'll leave my tokens in Protofi for just a little while longer and get those earnings, and then switch it all up and go to the Despair farm. As you all know, I'm a big fan of Qi-Dao, so I'm going to put some information in here very quickly. So Qi-Dao is expanding the universe, so they're moving over to different chains. So right now it's available on Matic, but they're moving over to Solana, Avalanche, and Moon River. So yeah, I think that's really exciting news for the protocol. Just check out their Twitter for more information. Now, the reason why I'm very excited about this is, as you can see, right now you can borrow at 0%. They're not going to change it. It will be the same on the different networks. And we already have a very nice list of assets that you can borrow against. But if you add Solana, if you add Avalanche, and so forth, this means that you can borrow against your assets at 0% and then use those funds for something else. And especially in a bull run, I think this is interesting. I can imagine that you don't want to sell your Ethereum or your Matic or your Bitcoin, and you want to hold on to them because you believe that by the end of the year it will go up massively, but you still need some funds to do some other stuff. Well, then this is a great solution. Of course, none of this is financial advice. It is always possible you get liquidated when the price crashes, so keep that in mind. You can always lose everything in crypto, so be careful regardless of what you're doing. If you have a little bit more risk appetite and you're a big fan of Fantom, then be sure to take a look at Geist. Geist is basically Aave on Fantom, and right now they're really pushing the project, trying to promote it heavily, and that means that you're actually getting paid to borrow. So right now, for example, if you are borrowing DAI, you are paying 14%, but you're getting 22% in the native token. So if you add these up together, minus 14 plus 22, that means that you have a positive outcome. Of course, if you put funds available, you're also getting these rates. For example, if you're locking up your Fantom, you're getting 20% on the token itself, and you're getting 20% or almost 20% in the returns in the native Geist token. Very important, there is a little catch. To prevent the token from dumping completely, there is a vesting schedule for the token, so do look into that. It is, however, very amazing how quickly this platform is growing. I started looking at it on the 6th, and there was 1.2 billion locked up, and right now we are already at 12. So just in a few days it shot up 12x when it comes to total market size. As you can see, the dashboard is very similar to the one from Aave. I used my funds that I had locked up in the stablecoin pair on Protofi, and I moved them over here to Fantom. So I locked them up here, and I borrowed some ETH against it. Of course, I'm going to keep an eye on this on a daily basis, and as soon as I have to really start paying for the Ethereum that I borrowed, then I'm just going to put it back and release my funds and start looking for a different farm on Fantom. As I said before, I moved over some funds for the Geist platform, and as soon as that one becomes less interesting, I'm pretty sure I'm going to put my funds into this one. So Meso Finance is looking pretty good. They've done Rugdog KYC. It's labeled as low risk. So going to the website, we see that we have a very healthy amount locked up. We almost have 5 million locked up in this platform. And looking at the farms, again, I see something that I like. Only 2% deposit fee and some very healthy APR. So yes, this is APR and not APY. Look at the non-native ones. If you're holding Fantom and you use Fantom USDC, you're still getting over 200% APR. Do keep in mind, you will still need 4 days to make back the deposit fee. Nonetheless, if you're holding Fantom, I think this could be a very interesting farm. Alright, then we'll quickly take a look at Avalanche. For me, the farm of the week would be IceSlush Finance. It's also labeled as low risk. They also did Rugdog KYC. Sadly, they have a 4% deposit fee. So looking at the farms, we see that we only have 4 farms. We have 2 native ones with the slush token and then 2 non-native ones. The sad thing is we do have to pay that 4% deposit fee. So the most interesting one right now is of course Ethereum AVAX, where we have 300% APR, but do keep in mind in the course of the week this will go down. So you'll probably need a week to break even, and after that you will start making money. So keep that in mind. Are you willing to keep it in there for such a long time? Yes or no? Right now the APR on the slush token of course is still very interesting, and in this case I would consider reinvesting the tokens that I make here and put them in here, because the APR is still so high, so there is a lot of room for the token to drop, and we would still be making money with these kind of APRs. I do think as soon as they drop below 2000%, I would take out all my tokens and sell them for AVAX or something else. Now, before you jump into any of this, keep in mind, this is not financial advice. I'm just going over the things that I find interesting, and please do keep in mind the deposit fee can kill your returns. We're talking about 4%, 2%, and especially at APRs below 300%, this will take you several days before you'll break even. So keep in mind, this is very crucial. All right, now that we're done with the farming update, it's time to take a look at what else I'm doing in the market. So in the last video, I talked about GPOOL and I was entering it. Sadly, I entered at a pretty bad time. I think the token went down about 30%. So how the system works is that there is guaranteed allocation. So if you're interested in it, then you have to have 100,000 tokens. So right now it's a little below 2,000 US dollars, and I think I paid about $2,500. Thankfully, I was in time to join the transient pool. So the only thing you had to do was click join pool. It checks if you have the tokens, then you fill in a form. And then a day after, I got an email that everything was okay and that I was able to send my USDC to that specific address from the address that I signed up with. So yeah, it's really basic. It reminds me of 2017, 2018, the classic ICO days. So yeah, it's a similar system. It is a little bit more basic than, for example, Polka Starter or Duck Starter. But again, it's a new launchpad, and of course, yeah, we'll see what happens. If I get scammed, I'll be sure to let you know. But if it all works out, of course, I will share this with you guys as well. Now, if 2K is a little bit above your budget, you should take a look at MoonEdge. MoonEdge is a launchpad on Matic. So yeah, the fees are very low and they have a really interesting system as well. So they have guaranteed allocation. Now, I still have to get into my first IDO here, so I'm really curious how much money I get assigned. I only went for tier 1, so this is the lowest tier, and currently you need 5,000 of the Moon tokens to get in. So at current prices, MoonEdge is at 0.14 cents. That means if you have to buy 5,000 tokens, you're investing $700 to get in these IDOs. And apparently, according to the website, it is guaranteed allocation. Again, I'm trying this out. If it works out, I'll let you know. The last project that I want to talk about is a blockchain game called Kawai Island. It is going to launch next week. It is launching on Polka Starter, maybe on a few other ones as well. It's already playable, so it's fully functional. You can go to the website and start playing. It is using Binance Smart Chain, so it's pretty cheap to play it. And basically, it's a play-to-earn game. As you can see, it works with some farms. you have these plants that generate a bunch of stuff, and then you have these animals that generate eggs, and you can then use these eggs to create products over here. Ta-da! And then with these basic products you can start producing furniture and so forth, and these things that you can then sell on the market. So right now it is already a functioning game. Of course there are a lot of features that are still coming. Now the reason why I'm interested in this game is, first of all, it works, and second of all, it is very similar to Farmville and Gardenscape and so forth, and these games are very, very popular, especially on mobile. Right now this is only playable in your browser, but of course they're planning to launch an app both on iOS and on Android, and I really think these kind of games can become really popular. If you see how much time people and money are investing in these mobile games, if you can then add a play to earn game that is just as easy to play, I think this can be this could be a potential success. So that's why I have invested into this project. Luckily I was selected for the Polka Starter launchpad, so I should be able to get in here on the ground floor, but I also have a feeling that they're going to reward all the people that have played in the beta with some tokens. Hopefully this will happen. Then I should have extra tokens both from the Polka Starter launch and hopefully an airdrop from the game itself. Alright, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I do have one little question, and that is, do you want me to make more of these videos where I mix all the different things that are happening in the crypto space? By that I mean, take a look at DeFi farming, take a look at NFTs, take a look at gaming projects and so forth, or do you prefer me to focus on one specific topic, which is the DeFi farming? Please let me know in a comment, and then I'll see you guys all next week in the next update. Bye.